More DeFi Kingdoms tips and tricks. I'm a junkie. I'm a DeFi Kingdoms junkie. And I get no sleep. I'm crazy, manic, insomniac, crazy fool for DeFi Kingdoms. Okay. Several tips, tricks, notes, things that I've mentioned, some of it before, some of it not. Okay. Since we did the last video just an hour or two ago, gold has separated even more and has gone up even more on Serendale. So now 100,000 gold, if you sell it, it gives you 117 Joule instead of 113. And then that 117 Joule, when you send it to Crystalville, and you sell that 117 Joule that you got from the 100,000 gold from Serendale, on Crystalville, you sell that 117 Joule. Now it's 122,000 gold instead of 108,000. So, and as soon as I finished that video, that number was at 130,000. So that's what it was earlier. Then I did the video and it was only 108,000. So it's just going all over the place. Lots of volume, lots of trading. Another good way, by the way, to get gold besides just gold mining and training quests is just regular questing on Serendale, which isn't as profitable, but maybe it is, getting the items that you can sell for gold. Okay, that's one and the same. The items are worth gold. Think of it like that. Fish, all the stuff you get from foraging. But especially, I don't know if it's better to quest on Serendale compared to Crystalville because the gas fees are crazy on Serendale. But you definitely want to be questing your foragers and, of course, your gardeners until that comes. But your foragers, because you get the Swift Thistle. One Swift Thistle, look, is worth 371 gold. That makes currently the foragers the most profitable hero to quest in the game if you're questing them on Serendale. That's a quick ROI turnaround. I just sell it into Joule, but that gives you a better idea, the comparison, selling it with a vendor. Also, the milkweed is still good, really good, and it's still profitable. Like gardeners, still very profitable to quest on Serendale. But the price of milkweed has come way down, and spider fruit. It's like half price compared to what it was when things were popping on Serendale because of the stamina potions in the contest. Today's the last day of the contest, but hey, it's always good, especially when they come back. Contests will come back on Crystalville. When they do, it's always good on these to look at that. That's one of my 10 commandments. And especially if it's normalized stamina, like I just looked and I have a hero on there. Okay, so I'm using the bots, and which shout out to the bots and the devs. Bots are a life-changing game changer. Actually, I've got a couple more things. I did a video just for the bots, a couple of videos, and how important it is to the ecosystem that we bot. Because if you're not botting, you're going to get sick and tired of questing. You're going to lose interest in the game. It's going to become boring. You're not going to want to do it anymore. And you won't buy as many heroes. If you buy the bots, you get more engaged in the game. However, there's several different bot options. I'm going to do more videos on that. It gets you more into the game. You actually play the game more. With the contests especially. They're going away. They're still the monthly going. But anyways, okay. So with the milkweed and the spider fruit and even the other gardening item, whatever it's called, that's good to put up liquidity in Serendale. Like it's because there's a lot of buy and sell pressure there. It's still good to sell it if you just want to sell it, get the jewel, get the gold, whatever, because it's worth way more still. But it's half price or more than half price of what it was a couple weeks ago, the milkweed. So I've been doing liquidity for all those gardening items. It's crushing it. It's good to check the leaderboards on this normalized stamina contest. Okay. Also, using the bots. Okay. One thing that I don't think very many people know is that on the profession stat level up. Okay, let's look. Let's look at my heroes. Okay, when you flip the card around, you have this, he's a miner, and you have this profession stat right here, 17.1, this hero, 17.1. The higher That has nothing to do with the level of the hero, by the way. Doesn't matter what level a hero is. But, okay, the higher that level goes, especially once you hit level 21 on your profession stat, it gets very difficult for that to increase. You increase your chances of your profession stat to increase, especially when you're at that level 21, if you're questing your heroes at 30 stamina. The more stamina used all at once in one quest, like quest attempts, the more quest attempts you have in a quest, the higher the chances of that stat increasing. The devs have said that before. I got that from Dizzy. Shout out to Dizzy. Okay, so that's important, guys. So anytime I get a level 10 hero, like Forager, any of them, and that's one thing. So a lot of the guys with the bots, like Carlo and those guys, so this is the debate with miners and gardeners, your chances of getting an egg are every 10 stamina used. So they generally will quest the miners and gardeners at either 10 stamina or 20 stamina. Okay, but when you do that, you lower your chances of getting a profession stat boost at the higher levels. So the profession stat boost is so vital in the questing. It's more vital than the stat points when leveling up. So that's something to consider. So I have debated this back and forth. Do I want more eggs? Because if you're just going for more eggs, you're better off questing your guys at 20 stamina. If you're just going for the green eggs or yellow eggs, you want to quest them at 20 stamina. And that way you're getting them through quicker and you're increasing your odds. You're not wasting the time to get more eggs. So this is what you got to decide. But if you quest them at, 29, 28, 29 stamina, it increases your chances of getting a profession stat boost. That's what I've decided to do, is maximize my chances to get a profession stat boost at the cost of potentially getting some eggs along the way. But if you have heroes at level 10 and above, you want to be questing them at 30 stamina. So especially your miners and gardeners. Does that make sense? Okay, so I have 4 different accounts that I'm using. I've got 5 accounts, 4 accounts that I'm using with the bots. And I have an account for my level 10 heroes questing and above, so they can hit that 30 stamina threshold. Does that make sense? On fishing and foraging, they can get an egg with 5 stamina, just 1 quest attempt. So that doesn't matter. And also on the mining, if you're mining for gold if you're mining for jewel or crystal, you have to go at least 15 stamina. I think it might be 10. It could also be 10, but I'm pretty sure, would like to get this from the devs. I'm pretty sure you need 15 stamina to get that bonus. You can get that 10 jewel or 10 crystal bonus when questing for locked crystal or locked jewel. So for miners, you definitely want to be doing the 20 stamina, because you're maximizing your chances. You could potentially get 2 eggs, I guess, for the miners at 20. And you're also going to potentially get that bonus for the locked jewel and crystal. Okay, that's important. But I even would say maximize the stamina used at 27, 28, 29 for the gardeners and miners, because that will maximize your chances of getting that profession stat boost, especially when they're level 9, level 8 and 9, and their profession stat is sitting here at a 17, 18, 19, 20. So hard to level that up more. So hard to get those profession stats. Okay, that's really important to know. Okay, another arbitrage opportunity is the Mashka runes, or whatever it's called. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Are much cheaper in Crystalville. So I just checked a little bit ago. One Mashka rune on Crystalville was worth 1.8 jewel. On Serendale, they're worth 2.9 jewel. So one thought is that if you have Mashka runes on Serendale, maybe you could consider selling them. And if you have crystals on Crystalville, you could level your hero up on Crystalville if you need the Mashka runes. But it's probably not worth it. It's not worth your time. It's not a big deal. But that is a thought. Like if you have a whole bunch of Mashka runes, you could go ahead and sell them on Serendale. That's a thought. And on Crystalville, I'm definitely providing liquidity for those because I want to gain lots of Mashka runes and even buy them up on Crystalville because they're cheap. So gold is cheaper on Crystalville, even more so than the last video. The difference now at the time you're watching this video, this is probably totally changed. But right now, while we're recording this, you can take 100,000 gold that you have on Serendale from questing, sell your items, with the vendor besides the Swift Thistle. Don't sell the Swift Thistle and the vendor. Okay. But all the other stuff, the gold bean, the fish, all that stuff, sell that on the vendor for gold, sell the gold on Serendale. Because gold on Serendale, 100,000 gold on Serendale is worth 122,000 gold at this time. Not 108,000 anymore. It's 122,000 gold. If you sell the gold, 100,000 gold into jewel, you get 117, 118 jewel. You send that 118 jewel to Crystalville from Serendale. You sell that jewel back into gold. That 100,000 gold just became 122,000 gold. Okay. Questing your heroes, 30 stamina, helps your profession stats. Be sure to quest your foragers on Serendale because of that Swift Thistle. That is definitely worth it, even with a higher gas cost on Serendale with the one Harmony token, higher gas cost. And it might even still be worth questing your fishers there because the gold value is more. But probably not. You're probably fine to quest your fishers on Crystalville. And actually, I recommend doing all the training quests on Crystalville, even though the gold's not worth as much, but getting the crystals on Crystalville for leveling up are at a premium right now. So you can either sell the crystals, or when I'm getting them, which I haven't been getting many, hardly any, I'm providing liquidity for those. And you'll be getting lots of trading fees because people are buying and selling them. So I don't fault you for selling them because they're at a premium or providing liquidity on Crystalville. Also, the gold on Crystalville that you're earning, I wouldn't sell it because it's not worth as much on Crystalville. Your gold is not worth as much on Crystalville, so I wouldn't sell it. I'm providing liquidity and smashing. I should show you that. Let's do it. I'm going to go over to Crystalville. Let me show you these pools with the Druid. DFK chain, come to the Druid. So I have, need to switch accounts. Okay. So with the Druid, if you scroll, I've got all this stuff, all the items. There's a Might Stone. Where's the gold? Where's the gold? Golden eggs. I got eggs. The golden eggs, we can't put up liquidity for yet, but I definitely will be on Crystalville because the eggs are just smashing also. But the gold is also smashing. Okay, so right here, and it's going all over the place. I mean, so I have 880 Joule and 964,000 gold. So about almost a million gold and 880 Joule. I've had this in there for 2 days. Okay, I have gained over 80,000, over 82,000 gold in this pool, and I've only lost 20 Joule. And that's even with just doing it for 2 days. That's all. And when you first create the liquidity, you take a ding. It hits you. You're losing right at first. So you only want to create liquidity, like I said earlier, if you're going to leave it in for a period of time. But this has only been in for 2 days, and I'm smashing that. So I've lost 20 Joule, but I've gained okay, I said 82,000 gold. I've actually gained 62,000 gold. I gained 62,000 gold and lost 20 Joule. Let's look at what that is. So 20 Joule gold. Okay, so I've gained, my net gain is 20 Joule. My net gain is, easily 20 Joule, 20 to 21 Joule. Or my net gain is 21,000 gold in just 2 days on that liquidity pool. It's even better with the crystal. Okay, I also staked crystal and gold liquidity pair. Smashing. I mean, this is just 2 days, and when you first deposit it, it smashes you. Like you lose a bunch when you first deposit it, but man, does it come back when you leave it in. Okay, so this, unbelievable. Okay, so my gold is about the same, but I've gained about 8 crystal. And my gold is almost I've lost a couple thousand gold, but I gained 8 crystal in 2 days. Milkweed and spider fruit on Serendale. I would recommend providing liquidity when the contests get going and everything gets going. Well, or you could just keep selling them. Either way, you could keep selling the milkweed. But if you provide liquidity, even if the milkweed keeps having lots of sell pressure, you're going to be gaining more milkweed. And so when the contests come again and there's need for stamina potions again, on Crystalville, that milkweed will come back up, I think. But you can't go wrong selling it either, because it's still worth, I think, like 130 gold per milkweed. Spider fruit, I think, is at around 12 or 13 gold. Last I checked. But on the vendor, it's 10 gold. So it's still better to sell that on the DEX. I think I covered it. It's so fun doing all this. Crypto Grady out. Love you guys. More videos to come.